Hello, 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 and happy Wisdom Wednesday. Happy day. Thank you for being here. Today we're going to talk about compromise. OMG, compromise. I must admit, I did not understand, I did not have the discernment of what compromise really was until I did. In the dictionary, there are 4 definitions for compromise. On Google, there are 4 definitions for compromise. The first 2 definitions are what I thought compromise was, meaning you make an agreement to do something in partnership with someone else. They get a little, you get a little. That's in essence what the 2 definitions mean. First 2. The second 2 definitions talk about the erosion, where someone else gets all of what they want and the other person is diminished. The last 2 are compromising, the definitions are compromising that talk about the diminishment of compromise. I had no idea. And so as I have been speaking to people, as I have been engaging one-on-one, one-to-many in supporting people and having happier, more fulfilling lives, what was a constant is that I recognized how many people, including me, were compromising themselves unaware that they were compromising in a win-lose situation, right? So this is what I got to tell you today. I want you to know the 4 ways that we often compromise ourselves and we're completely unaware of it. And I also want you to know that not all compromise is equal. Compromise needs to be win-win, never win-lose. I'm going to say that again. Compromise is win-win. It's never win-lose. And so, 4 ways that we actually compromise ourselves and don't recognize that that's what we're doing is when we say yes and we really mean no. When we lie to ourselves to keep peace. When we do something, well, I'm just going to tell you what I wanted to tell you. When we have sex out of obligation, and when we release our standard because of wanting acceptance. So let's unpack those for a minute. Saying yes when you mean no. Little example. A friend says, hey, would you like to go to an event with me? And you really don't want to go. However, you say yes to that friend just because it's a friend, but you absolutely do not want to go. So you end up going. What do you think happens to your self-regard and your self-respect when you say yes, but you really mean no? Think about that for a second. And then think about when you lie to yourself to keep peace. I was with someone not so long ago, and she said, I constantly tell these, she called them little white lies, to her partner because she wants to keep peace. And I said, what do you think that does to you inside every time you lie to yourself to keep peace? And what about having sex out of obligation? I was coaching someone who said that she rarely wants to have sex with her husband, but it's on their calendar and she does it out of obligation. She didn't say, oh, we have a date night and we end up making love. She says, we have it on calendar and so I do it out of obligation. I asked her, do you enjoy when you're having sex? She said, actually not. Okay. Think about what it must do to someone, to you, when you're having sex out of obligation. And then the big one. All of them are big ones, but this is really when you release your standard just for acceptance. You release your standards just for acceptance. So this reminds me of a family, and their daughter was smoking a lot of marijuana, and they wanted their daughter to stop. The daughter said if she did not hang out with the group that she was hanging out with, her parents didn't understand. Why is she willing? She didn't do drugs before. So now she's smoking marijuana, and she's smoking more marijuana, and she's smoking more of it. And they just did not understand it. Both of them said, it will be okay. We understand. When we were growing up, we experimented with various drugs, but this was too much for them. And she goes to a very significant private school. She had a home environment, and they just didn't understand. So when we had our family communication, they really understood the need for her to feel accepted with those other kids. All of those scenarios I just gave were all compromises that diminish your self-regard and your self-respect. So what I want you to take away today is, whenever you're making a compromise, whatever it is, and I absolutely believe in compromising. It's one of the beautiful arts of communication and loving. However, make sure your compromises are win-win, not win-lose, not win-diminish, not win and lose yourself, not win and feel resentful, win-win. So when you compromise, make certain that you are winning, meaning you're getting some of what you want, and the other person is winning. They're getting some of what they want. And if the compromise requires you to erode your self-regard, your self-respect, if it's making you feel not good about you in any way, then don't do it. Because then it's not a compromise. Then you're just simply diminishing your value, and you're teaching yourself not to trust you, not to have self-regard for you, not to be who you really are. Okay? So make certain, again, I'm going to say it over and over and over, make certain that your compromises are win-win, never win-lose. So now you know. You know the 4 ways that we release our power by compromise. Don't do it. Now you have the tools to do differently. I want to encourage you, when you make compromise, make it win-win. Okay? Okay. So, we're going to say bye for now. Have a beautiful today. It's Wisdom Wednesday. Make sure you take this bite-sized piece of wisdom just giving you and apply it to your life. If you're involved in one of those 4 scenarios, meaning if that's part of your life, you've got the answer. If it's something else that's in your life, you've got the answer. Because now you know the distinction of compromise and that it should always be win-win. I want you to take a kiss that I just blew to you, grab it, put it in your heart, keep it there, and know absolutely that when you compromise, you are compromising for win-win. See you next time and have a beautiful, super duper day. Bye for now.